Well, it's time to leave the boat and head home for a bit. But before we do, we've got to make sure everything's buttoned up so there are no surprises when we get back.
Yeah, that's not good.
Today's plan, take the boat out for a quick sea trial to see how she runs, tackle the last few boat projects on our list, and then go through our pre-in-water storage checklist. Once that's done, we're heading to the Annapolis Sailboat Show to check out some new gear and new ideas for a few upgrades. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and this is Taylor, and we have two little ones in tow, Wyatt and Logan. We have plans to cruise America's Great Loop in our Navigator 4800, sharing our entire journey with you along the way.
Good morning. Wyatt and I here. Say hi.
Hi.
Today we are planning a little hour-and-a-half cruise just to check on all of the projects that Kevin has done. So we want to make sure that nothing is leaking. We want to run the engines so that we can check the turbos. And honestly, I'm not even sure what else we have to check while we're in the water. But these two kiddos are giving me a run for my money today. Right? Logan didn't want to sleep. And now you don't want to eat. Crossing our fingers that everything goes smoothly. And we can have a nice little ride today. You're not stuck. Eat your waffle.
No!
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
How's Daddy feeling?
There's a lot going on. Today's Tuesday, we got to get the episode out, and we're just battling two kids. We're running on minimal sleep, so it's good practice. I just hope we don't have any issues, but at least that's the goal of today, to if there are issues we can identify them and then take care of them before we head south.
Lately getting this one to eat a meal without a fight. Usually breakfast is easy. I'm not really sure what's up with him today. I think it's because I toasted the waffle and it's a little too hard for his liking, but usually breakfast is easy and dinner is where we're compromising over bites and all of that. So the fact that it's starting already and it's 9 a.m. is not good. We went to the beach yesterday and I was giving Wyatt some pretzels and I learned that his left thumb is double jointed. Do your little thumb trick. Kevin's trying to get Logan to sleep and hopefully we will leave within the next 20 to 30 minutes. You did not lose your arm. In other news, other than breakfast and watching Wyatt try to eat his waffles, it is a beautiful, beautiful day for a practice run. I mean, the wind is light, the sun is out, the waves or water is calm. It's glorious right now. It's supposed to get hot later on today or this afternoon, but right now it is like prime weather. It's probably like 71, 72, so it's nice and warm to the point where you can just sit out here and enjoy, but it's not too hot yet, and inside the boat is still nice and cool. So it's just all around a glorious morning. Don't worry, we took down the Commodore flag since we're not Commodores, but we will be putting up a new flag, and then we have a second post right here for another flag. So if anyone has any recommendations of the second flag that we should hang, fly, I don't know what the terminology is, leave it in the comments, because Kevin and I have been going back and forth about how we want two, because it helps us figure out exactly how the wind is, and it just is easier than putting it on the pulpit, because that would be right in our line of view. So we want a second one, but we don't know what else to do other than what we're already doing. So if you have any recommendations, drop it here. Glorious day.
Before we get going, I gotta pop down into the engine room and make sure everything's good. I've been spending quite a lot of time down here, so I checked all the hoses and belts recently. I need to go turn the light on. But there are 4 different things that I want to check, maybe 5. I gotta look at my list, but I gotta check the turbo, make sure it's not leaking. It leaked on our crossing because it was a brand new seal, so I hope the carbon buildup was able to kind of seal that opening up. And then we're gonna run the engine to about 2,000 RPMs for a little bit, maybe a little bit more, and we'll see again the turbos. We'll check the temperatures, and then we'll also check the shaft propeller to see how much it's dripping. And then lastly, I want to check how hot it gets down here. So I have a temperature reading with Roam devices. See that? So I have the temperature reading, check the drips, that's 2, check the turbos for leaks, 3. And I'm also going to check the bedroom bilge. When we were coming back on the crossing, we had the bilge on for quite some time, and I think that was because the check valve was broken. So I replaced the check valve, so I just want to make sure we're not getting excessive water in our bilge, and I'll be able to monitor that with Roam as well on the iPhone, but I'll also pop down here just to do a double check. So I'm gonna check the engine oil levels and check the belts and stuff, and we will get ready to go. I'm gonna pump up my steering cylinder too, because the pressure is at 20. It should be at 25. I've been doing this a little bit and I can't identify where the leak is, but maybe I'll take a look at that. I'll add that to my list as well. Also, I've been opening and closing my seacocks lately, so I'm just gonna make sure everything is open before we get on the move here. All the belts look good and the hoses are good. I'm checking, see if they're loose. Everything looks tight. Seacocks are open. I will come pump the thing up. ACs are open. It's going to get hot today. Generator is open. Okay, should be good. Now that we're out in the river here, I'm just trying to master or understand all of my switches up here, because I haven't really had a chance to do that while underway. We've been kind of on the go, or I haven't really thought to do that, but now since this is like, you know, let's test everything, we're just cruising. Today's goal is to figure out the boat and dial it in. Let's play with everything. So I'm testing out my rocker switches. I have my aft bilge on the left, then I got an arch light, and then a rear light. I don't see my navigation lights coming on, so I don't know if that's navigation as well, the red and green lighting. And then I have my horn. It's a little weak, I gotta hold it pretty hard. Get a good one. There you go. Hopefully I didn't scare Wyatt, he's not too big. He's not too pumped up on the horn noises. But we also fixed the rudder indicator, so I actually know when my rudder's straight, which we didn't have during training and we didn't have the past 2 or 3 trips, but I got that figured out. And then I'm pretty good now. Now I'm probably gonna jump down to the pilot house. Pressure on both engines and the temperatures are reading great, and we're just hanging around 1,000 RPMs, which is like a ridiculously good fuel burn for us. I think it's like 3 gallons per hour. Now we do have the generator running, so added another gallon to that, but really, really fuel efficient. And we're going up current, or with the current. It's a flood current right now, and we got 6.1 knots, so things are looking good. We have been blessed with just amazing weather now that we're in October. Today's gonna be a high of 81, and we're midweek here, so we have the river basically all to ourselves. There's not a single boat out right now, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. I think the wind is gonna pick up a little bit, but I don't know. It's not too bad to stay at the dock. Okay, we just turned around. We're now going against the current, against the wind, so our efficiency is gonna drop down, but we are going to be moving quicker with our RPM, so hopefully everything's gonna be good. Time to put it to the test. Let's see how it goes. So we're gonna be bringing her up to about 2,000 RPMs. I'll tell you maybe 2,000, 2,200.
Okay.
And we're gonna be creating a nice big wake, but the goal is to just see how everything performs. And I'm gonna go down in the engine room and look at my list. I have my list here: trip and propeller, temperature, turbo, hydraulic leak, check bilge. I'm gonna go grab the GoPro and we're good. Let's juice her up. 2,000, just slow. We'll slowly get up there. Give it some time. And we're just going to be monitoring our temperatures as well. If that starts to go crazy, we need to back down, all right? Really got to give it some juice, right?
Seriously.
It's like driving or flying a plane, I feel like.
Okay, 2,000.
Okay, 2,000, I'm going to go.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like the packing was packed down too tightly, which is unfortunate because we might have burned through the packing now, and now there's a pretty consistent drip. So I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out once we dock. I'm gonna have to repack it. Luckily, I have another thing of packing, but it's kind of unfortunate. Something I didn't really want to be doing today. So, but at least we took it out for the spin and realized that before we started our southbound trip, because that would cause a delay. So we're taking care of it before we get going, but just another thing. A bit of wind right here coming in to the marina. Man, I'm bummed about having to do the repacking. Maybe it started dripping quite a bit inside, so maybe it found that rhythm, I don't know. Am I good? Clear? So nice with this camera. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so I retightened it. So that's cold now. I need to get this sorted out. I'm no longer dripping. I'll have to give her another run and see how we go. I won't go as long this time. I'll check it right away because I don't want it to let it get hot like it did. So that could be pretty bad for it, I'm guessing. So still learning, trying to figure out how to do everything. I did figure out that the hydraulic on the propeller arm is definitely the cause of the leak, which sucks, but at least it's identified. Well, we knew it was going to be a project, so cleaning out the bilge back here, and it's got a lot of gunk. So I'm going to be pulling out this gunk. I just tested the bilge, put it in a bucket of water to make sure that it's actually running, and it is. So I think 2,000 gallons per hour, which is a very powerful pump. So we should be able to get through a lot of liquid, and I just felt like we weren't. So I think it's probably because this filter is clogged, not allowing enough water to pass through. And I'm just taking my time getting this squared away to replace it, or not replace it, but to clean it all out. And then we'll put it back in, and hopefully that'll help get this bilge water out on our next spin when we take it. But it's always something. I'm probably going to do this to the forward bilge too, clean that out because it's a dirty bilge. I need to really take some time and clean this, but I feel like I need like a month to get this exactly where I want it, and we just don't have that time, so kind of sucks. I just pulled a bunch of gunk out, and then I'm going to take the hose and spray it and hopefully clean it all out and then put it back together and assemble it. I checked the lines of the actual bilge, to the through hole, and that's clean. So I definitely think it was just clogged up, and hopefully that'll be the case and we should be good to go. Okay, I feel better about that. So today is another boat project day. I'm going to be installing roam devices onto the boat to improve the safety and monitoring system of the entire vessel. Now, the reason we're doing this is twofold. One, for theft and monitoring while we're away from the boat, but also we have kids, so we want to make sure that if there's an issue with the boat, whether it be high water alarm or someone breaking in, we want to be alerted right away. So I'm super excited to get this installed, just from a peace of mind. I got 3 door hatches, the high water alarm, the wireless sensor, and then we have a battery alarm, and then 2 bilges. So this will go on the bilge, make sure there's connectivity, and I think it measures the voltage of the bilge pump once it's on. And then we also have GPS antenna and a cellular antenna, so we are fully connected. So I'm going to be placing it near my lower helm because it's also at the point of the manual switches for the bilge, and that would be a good place to tap into bilge alarms. So this would be going on the pump positive, and I have 2, so I'm going to be doing them for both of them, and I can easily access them at the switchboard there. And then the only difficult challenge is going to be the high water alarm, which I have this wire here. I might have to extend the wire a bit because I'm going to run this to the aft bilge, which is all the way towards the back of the boat, and I need to run that from the lower helm down into the engine room and then all the way back. I think I have 18 feet, but I might need more because we're going to be going through tight little cavities and stuff, so we'll see. Welcome to the engine room. So I have this platform here, which is right above the bilge. I'm trying to decide how high I want to make it. We are temporarily pausing the install because I need significant more wire to run everything up to the lower helm, all the way down to the high bilge alarm in the lazarette. So that stinks. I don't have long enough. I probably need like 100 feet. It might be overkill, but I'd rather just get more. Maybe I'll get the other piece, but family's here and yeah.
When I tell you that the projects have not stopped, I wish I was kidding. Today, Kevin is trying to install roam, which we don't have all of the right wiring or long enough wiring, so that didn't happen. And now he's trying to fix the windshield wiper, and that's giving him trouble. But I feel like every day is a 8-hour day of Kevin with projects and me with the kiddos. Right? Right? I'm exhausted. You're lucky you're so cute. You're lucky you're so cute. Yes, you are.
Grinding time. Wish me luck. Hopefully we don't piss off the neighbors and stuff.
Wouldn't be the first time. Why it's actually napping right this minute, but I'm sure as soon as this grinder gets turned on, that will end as well, because the windshield wiper that we're trying to get off is right over his bed. That just means I'm on duty for 2 kids while Kevin's grinding this off. Dinner's not made, dinner's not started, house is a wreck. Oh boy.
So I gotta be really careful.
Why?
Because if I go down, it's super sketchy. I hit that.
You hit what?
If I hit the fiberglass, I'm screwed.
Yeah, don't hit that.
So we just got this in. It took me and Taylor. This would have been impossible to do by yourself because it's bolted, it's not screwed in. So you need someone to hold the nut in, and it's really tight. Miserable. But we put some marine grade Loctite fast cure through hole fastening deck stuff. I don't want any water coming through because this is for Wyatt's room. Well, this was the cause of a leak in Wyatt's room, and I don't want Wyatt's room to have any leak. So this is probably a bit overkill because there is a gasket, but I'm not dealing with it. We're making it watertight. And the only way to get that off was with the grinder, which is just crazy. It goes on so smooth now. But now the wiper will actually work. Okay, that's all right. Oh, finally, this is done. This has been since day 2 or day 3 of training, so it's been too long. So, it took a while to get the parts. Well, we finally did it. Thank God for the grinder. Any last words before we close the paneling back up?
Thank God it's over.
Thank God, baby.
That could have never been done on your own.
No, thank you for the help.
I mean, who makes these boats?
Not us.
Well, at least it's done. Hopefully it doesn't leak.
It won't.
Bring on the rain.
Yeah, it's not leaking. This is what we're dealing with. Right in there. Okay. It's done. We're back at it. And today we're gonna get the room installed. I figured out what I'm gonna do after some thoughts of thinking through my head. Basically, we're gonna tap into the distribution panel down here, connect the power, positive and negative, to the main power lead going to the distribution panel, which is connected to the house battery. If I ran it directly to the battery, essentially gonna need a lot longer of a line. So we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna tap into the Bilge power line for the forward, that way, and the aft. So I'm doing that right now. So then I'm going to attach my display unit underneath my Raymarine Axiom, since it's not bolted down and I can easily access it, since I don't have a good cabinet to just open up and play around with it. Because if you do get a high bilge alarm or anchor alarm, whatever alarm's triggering, there's a button right here that you want to push to turn it off. So you don't really want to bury this too deep and make it too difficult to get with screws and stuff. So that's where I'm at right now. Just doing my crimping and getting her on. Okay, we got it mounted. Now it's just a matter of plugging everything in. Got to figure out where I'm going to put the GPS signal, but I think where I'm at is pretty good because I'm right in the pilot house helm. And there's not much interference to mount it, so this should be pretty good. Moment of truth, time to plug it in. Let's turn on the breaker and we'll get it set up. Hopefully a light comes on. Okay, lights are coming on. Hopefully it's booting up. We have 5 sensors. We're tracking battery, temperature, humidity, bilges, which is really important for me. And then once I get the door hatches hooked up, we're gonna have that all ready to go, and the temperature.
Memories and worn out shoes, every winding road we wandered through. When your heart is beating next to mine, there's no telling what I feel to find.
Love that, bud.
Open up, listen to
I'm gonna get you.
morning
I'm gonna get you.
carried on the breeze. We spent all this time chasing the horizon. Now we see all of these days stretching out before.
Push it all the way, push it hard.
All these places
There she goes.
within our reach.
Yeah, you're idling too.
Go from here, you could take me anywhere, 'cause anywhere with me is where I wanna be.
Well, once we got back from the boat, we kind of just took the cameras off because it was a Tuesday, which is an upload day, and we had to go heads down on the vlog because we were a tad late. So apologize for that. Today, we are leaving the boat for a month, or just a little less than a month. But I put together a list of all the things that I need to do to prepare this boat for, I'm gonna say, storage, even though it's gonna stay in the water. It's not really storage, but we're just gonna close everything up and make sure everything is tidy, closed, sealed. That way when we come back to the boat, it'll be in the same condition that we left it. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things on this list, and I'm gonna start chipping away at them now, starting with the easiest ones, and then we'll go to the more difficult ones once we go. So first thing on this, let's tackle the Roam device alarms. There's door and hatch alarms, so I have all of them but one installed, and I'll get that set up so that if anyone steps onto the boat, I'll get a notification about that. So let's get the last remaining hatch installed. I already installed the 2 on the doors for the pilot house and the salon, and now I'm just doing the one up to the flybridge. But here's the little roam device alarm things. It's kind of like your security system at home, basically the same thing. And we're just going to use the 3M adhesive tape to stick it to here, and hopefully it'll work. This one is a little tricky because it's relatively, I guess it's not that close. So here's all the data. So you can see the battery, the temperature, I have the humidity level, the bilge forward, bilge aft. I have the engine room, so I know how hot the engine room's getting. And then I have my hatches for the pilot house, or the salon and the pilot house. So once I add this 3rd one, I'll have another little device here. And they're constantly coming out with more and more sensors, and you can add on and on and on. Next up is our security cameras. Roam devices, let's check this off the list. And now we'll do the forward. Let's do the forward bilge just because the kids aren't here, and I should take care of that before the kids get back from the library, because when the kids are here, it's a little chaotic and I don't want to be crawling in the bilge. I need to help Taylor. So let's do that, and I'm going to take a bite of a bagel. If you watched our survey video, then you know our forward bilge is accessible floor hatch in the master bedroom. So let's take a look and see what we can find in here. Quite a bit of bilge, I'd say. Let's just float up. All right, so I got the bilge not completely dry, but got majority of that water out and that nasty stuff out. Now I'm going to replace the bilge pump because it looks like it's leaking a little bit from the sides, and I don't really like that. So we'll replace that. I do have an extra, which is good. Now I just gotta figure out where these lines meet. Before I cut the wires, I'm gonna make sure it attaches to the hose. When I was replacing the check valve, when I was doing the survey findings, this pump just slid right off. Wasn't tight at all, so that's sketchy. Okay, moment of truth. We'll check the switch, the float switch, and we'll listen for the pump. She runs. We're good in business. Forward bilge is replaced. Check that off. So now I'm going to work on the security cameras. I already have one outside that acts as a security camera, but also a backup camera. It's really nice because blind spots are a real big thing on the boat. But I'm going to swap out the mount. I don't know where I put it. And then I'm also going to install 2 cameras for inside, one in here and then one in the engine room as well. So up here is my security camera that I got off Amazon. It's relatively cheap and it has its own solar panel, so I don't have to wire it. And I was using my GoPro mount clip, but I don't think that's really meant to be outside for an extended period of time. So I got this stainless steel one, or I think it's aluminum. I gotta look at the listing again. I got this on Amazon, but I'm just gonna clip it, mount it, and it works great for security and for backing up, because again, it's just me and Taylor. And if I have Taylor on the side, on the starboard side, if we have a starboard tie, then I have no one in the back to let me know how close I am. So this is really come in handy and a cheap, easy thing to add to your boat. Okay, so this is the GoPro mount, and it's just like not as strong. So if we're underway and we hit some heavy seas, I would assume that this would potentially fall and fail compared to this. And you can technically drill into the fiberglass, but I don't know how long I'm gonna like this, or maybe something better will come along. So I figure these clamps are low risk, easy to do, and are secure enough. All right, that was easy. This feels more secure. Not going anywhere. I'm going to put a little rubber gasket right around here just to prevent it from going like that. But other than that, solar paneled. It's nice. Look at that. Look at that. Awesome. Love it. Okay, one more done. Next up for cameras, we have these 2 USB cameras that are wired. They're not wireless, but they're going to be used inside. So I got to find a good home for them, and I'm thinking somewhere up here. That way I can see inside the boat as well, and I'm also going to put one in the engine room, just because if I get a bilge alarm or if I get a high temperature alarm, I can hopefully turn the camera on and see if there's smoke or see if there's water accumulating or whatever. So just another peace of mind. I like being able to stay connected and see what's going on when I'm away from the boat. Let's see what the camera looks like. All right, we have pretty good visibility inside the engine room if I move away here. Also, while I am back here, one of the to-do items on my list are the seacocks. So we're gonna close the seacocks. Any through hole allowing seawater to get into the boat, we are gonna close. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down here, and I think 2 in the forward head that I need to shut off too. So gotta remember to do all 6. I'm just gonna do the engines and the generator right now. We have the AC running. I'll do those once we are ready to walk out and lock up. Okay, so 3 done out of 8. These will be the last thing that I do before we leave. The cameras are done. I didn't realize this, but there's a light on it, so when I turn off the engine room light, I can still see what's going on, because I was kind of like, oh, do I really want to leave the engine room lights on all the time? And we don't have to worry about that. So if I switch it off, we can still see. So that's really nice. I'm happy that I don't need to leave the engine room lights on all the time. So, nice win. Okay, next on the list is to close the 2 head seacocks, which is up in this forward area where next to the bow thruster. So there's 2 ball valves that I need to close, and then just the last 3 in the engine room, and we are good to go. Okay, both are closed. Well, we're pretty much ready to go. The last 3 things to do, I guess 2 things to do, is disconnect water from city water, close the remaining 3 seacocks for the ACs, turn off the ACs obviously. I was hoping to put in dehumidifiers, but the package from Amazon that was delivered to a hardware store is late. So that's a real bummer, because we don't have time to wait around for it. And I didn't buy any of those dehumidifier bucket things that you put in RVs, but honestly I don't really think they work too well. So the good news is that I'll be back in 2 weeks to hopefully do some upgrades just by myself. But yeah, we're pretty much ready to rock. And the last thing that's not going to be done is flushing the water tank, because we don't have enough time, and I'll do that when we're back. So we're leaving the boat.
Leaving the boat. It's been real.
It has.
See you soon.
First month on the boat.
First month on the boat. Did you like it?
Alrighty.
Alright, let's go be quiet.
Water is disconnected. I am going to just open a faucet to make sure there's no pressure in the line. Okay, that should be enough. Last but not least, let's turn everything off and close the seacocks here. So, come to the electrical panel. Okay, we're looking up. Things are looking up. Almost done. That's everything. We're done. Okay, officially leaving our boat for a little bit. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Hopefully everything will be fine. I'm sure it will. We left the fans running to help have some air movement to combat the humidity, since we're not going to be putting the dehumidifiers in for about 2 weeks until I get back down here. But other than that, we should be good to go. Yeah, we're going home. Actually, we're going to the Annapolis Boat Show, so stay tuned for that one. But so I meant to do this segment at the hotel in Annapolis, but I forgot this little device right here. This is the TP-Link BE3600 Wi-Fi 7 travel router, and our go-to router when we're traveling by plane, boat, or even van RV back in our van life days. Speaking of van life, that's how we kind of got introduced to the mini travel routers, because we were looking for a way to convert our Starlink from 120 volt to 12 volt to reduce our battery consumption. But then we quickly realized the power of these little devices. This is now our little Wi-Fi travel companion, and we bring it to hotels, assuming we don't forget it, and pretty much anywhere there's public Wi-Fi, like airports or even at the marina. Speaking of airports, I was at the airport this morning and using this to stay safe online with its own secure private network and the capability to connect to your VPN. Not only does this keep you safe on public Wi-Fi networks, but it also makes your life easier as well. Going back to hotels and traveling with children, we like to bring their sound machines and baby monitors, and I know what you're thinking, why the heck do you need that for a hotel room? But it's all about convenience. If they make a peep in their crib or pack and play, we don't have to get out of bed and go check on them. We could simply just roll over, look at our phone, and see our baby monitor, making sure they're all good. Anyway, the point is, those devices like a baby monitor or sound machine cannot connect to the hotel Wi-Fi because it requires a captive protocol, which is a fancy word to just explain that you need to enter your room number and your last name to connect to the Wi-Fi, and those devices can't do that. But this can. So you can access the settings here and then pull up the captive protocol through this to connect this device to the hotel Wi-Fi network, and then all of your devices are connected to this. So from a convenience standpoint, you only have to connect one device instead of connecting each device to the Wi-Fi network, which is just annoying and tedious. If you're on the go a lot, you can tether your phone to this and then share your phone's hotspot to multiple devices, giving you Wi-Fi wherever you have cell reception. But if you're like me and want a secure private network and more simplicity in your life, then head to the link in the description below and get yourself a TP-Link BE3600 mini travel router. We have a discount code 10Wi-Fi7TR that gets you $10 off your order. And thank you TP-Link for sponsoring today's video.
We've arrived! We drove halfway home yesterday and stopped in Annapolis, Maryland because today is the... You want more cookie?
Yeah.
The Annapolis Sailboat Show. And we are here. We're planning on buying some things that we still need for the boat because there are quite a few things that we still want to either upgrade or add. And we're hoping to meet some sponsors, right, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah! So, quick pit stop at the Annapolis Sailboat Show, and we are stoked. This little one can't wait to see some more boats. You want to show me your cookie? Uh-oh. Lolo's waking up. Oh, shucks. Oh, no. She heard us.
So the first time we were ever at the Annapolis Boat Show was in 2019, and it was like our first introduction to the world of boating. And that's because we were watching, I stumbled upon Sailing La Vagabond at the time, who opened up our whole world to this lifestyle. And now 6 years later, here we are coming for our own boat. If you watched our AC boat show video, that you know we're looking for anchors, dinghies. What else are we looking for? Solar, electrical, fender holders, netting, lots of stuff. So this show is much bigger than Atlantic City, so hopefully we'll have success in seeing the different companies and maybe partnering with a couple. So we just walked into Rayman Water Makers, so we want to get a water maker when we head to the Bahamas for sure. And it was nice to see them and talk to the owner, Ron, actually.
Yeah, he was very nice.
Pretty knowledgeable about it. It works in salt water, but brackish and fresh too. So that's going to be an opportunity for us for not relying on marinas if we are anchoring out a lot.
These kids use a lot of water.
So you might be wondering, why did we attend the sailboat show and not the powerboat show? And the answer is simple. There are way more vendors at the sailboat show compared to the powerboat show, especially those vendors who are focused on full-time cruisers. After speaking with several, they agree that there are more sailing vessels that are full-time liveaboards compared to the motor vessels, so it just makes sense for them to focus their attention there. And since we plan on cruising full-time along America's Great Loop, and we want to stay on anchor quite a bit, it was the best decision for us to attend this one. What you doing? Boat show with 2 young kids is a bit of a challenge.
It's so relaxing. I mean, I've never had so much fun.
What were you thinking? Some of the other exciting vendors we caught up with are Epic Batteries, who is coming out with a new lithium battery with a Class T fuse built in it, meeting the new ABYC requirement, which is amazing. A vendor for some rigging organization of our lines. Aquamarine Water Solutions to help clean out our water tanks. We looked at Ray Marine for our electronics. And we were on the hunt for some new life jackets for the kiddos. You want to try the life jacket on? What is that age or weight? 55 pounds. Oh, so that would be a good one Try the life jacket on, bud.
For the boat, when you go up on the bow? You wanna try this on for mommy, please?
Is it nice?
Feels nice.
You got that strapped in.
It fits you pretty good.
Life jacket?
Yeah, life jacket.
All right.
Little man's favorite color, red.
Annapolis Show 1.
Do you like
Mather's
the new life
Family
jacket?
0. This is going to be the first time we're at the show and we're actually not going on a boat. It feels weird. But it also feels good, like we're actually being productive, and this is beneficial to our boating journey instead of just pure entertainment. Nothing wrong with pure entertainment though. I mean, it would be nice to be going on boats, don't get me wrong. Look at all those stickers, dude. We're taking a break from the show. Someone's hungry.
Someone's taking a break. Others still feel like they're working.
We officially bought 2 items at the show. We got 3? What was the third?
Oh no, for a second I thought you bought 2 of the, whatchamacallit.
We got a mounting clip for our rails for our lines, which I think is going to be really nice.
I think it's going to be so nice. I usually throw them in the pilot house, and then I have 3 lines all there just waiting for me, a mess when we get to where we need to be. So being able to leave one on the stanchion, it's going to be super nice. I'm actually really looking forward to that.
It's kind of cool to be here and actually be able to talk to people about our own boat and look at things that actually apply to our own boat. So we still have 1 tent to go through, and that is for Mantis Marine, which is the anchors and potentially a dinghy. I don't know, we'll see.
New dinghy! Woohoo!
Okay, I grabbed the brochure and got the map, so we now know where to go to see Mantis and another company for some netting on our rails, safety line.
It's now or never.
All right, we got an hour left, so we gotta make it fast. So we've been looking at a lot of different dinghies. Mantis has came out with this new style rigid dinghy. It's actually made out of plastic and the same material as like kayaks, right?
Same material kayak.
Same material as kayaks. I saw a clip of them basically trying to sink this and submerge it for a Coast Guard test. How much weight was put in there?
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds, so much more than the capacity of the persons on board. So I don't know, this could be a really good opportunity for us, and it's just kind of like a game changer. Look how big it is. Okay, the mission was a success, and it was definitely a mission. We're seeing people, you know, with their drinks. Meanwhile, we're over here just trying to tame the little ones and meet the different companies that we hope to work with. We're tired.
I think I ran a full marathon in there. I mean, that's what the body feels like.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They don't let you bring in the stroller. We brought in the stroller for much of it. Thank goodness. I can't imagine not having it. But the last half hour we didn't have it, and my goodness, it drained me.
We officially did not see one boat. We did not step on one boat.
That is true.
And that's so sad, but it's just the reality of the situation. It cannot be done today.
Nope, no. Not in the cards for us today. Mommy and Daddy got nothing. Boy, I got new shoes and a new life jacket. What is wrong with that picture? Logan didn't even get anything, just Wyatt. You hear that, bud? Both kids are sleeping. I'm officially off duty. And I am chilling. See you guys next week.